lovely summer, SimsEclaire here and welcome back to my channel. For today's video we are doing another save file build, but I also wanted to take a quick break and say thank you for 500 subscribers. I do pre-record all of my videos for the entire week, so when I had hit 500 subscribers last week I wasn't able to go back and change my voiceovers to thank you guys in one of those videos, but I wanted to be able to make sure I did it here because I am so appreciative of all the support that you guys have given me here on my channel for this past almost year now. I'm coming up on my 1-year anniversary and I'm super excited to have all of you guys as subscribers. And yeah, I just wanted to say a huge thank you before we got into the video, so thank you again. But now we are gonna talk about the actual build. So I'm actually really happy with how this build turned out. It's probably one of my favorites here in this save file that I've been working on. The family who's going to be living in this house, because you always know I have my stories, so the family that's going to be living in this house is a Civic planner and his wife, and then their 2 kids. So if you guys don't have eco lifestyle or you don't play The Sims and you're just here enjoying my content, the Civic planner career is basically, they kind of help plan, you know, like neighborhoods. They monitor the different neighborhood action plans that are going on, and they design different like equipment and stuff for neighborhoods using the fabricator and this fancy like little tablet that we got specifically with eco lifestyle. And I thought, since Oasis Springs was a new development, I thought that Joffrey and Zara probably had a Civic planner like on hand, so that way they could make sure everything was on the up and up, you know, get new equipment, get new things and stuff to help build this development that they're working on. So I thought that they'd probably try and keep this Civic planner in their close circle, which is why he's directly next door to the land grabs and then across the street from Zara. And I figured their friends were probably, or their kids were probably friends with the other with the land grab kids, because there are 2 Joffrey's son is a teenager and this kid is an actual kid, but I thought it was probably just ready to age up into a teenager. And you know, obviously there's other kids in the neighborhood as well, but I thought that they were probably just one happy little cohesive neighborhood. And then we have the wife who is a teacher, so I thought she probably taught at a local school here in Oasis Springs. Maybe she had gotten a new job when they moved here. I haven't built a school for Oasis Springs. I know I've built builds that aren't necessarily functional, like the water park, but the water park has a functionality to it. It can work as a pool. If I were to build a school, there would be absolutely nothing that it could function as unless I did the generic lot. But your Sims, like Sims don't automatically generate at generic lots, so I decided not to build the school for that purpose alone. Like, there was no second-hand functionality that I could do for it, but we're imagining that she is a school teacher at the school in Oasis Springs, because obviously there would be one somewhere around this area. So, and then they have 2 kids. One is a actual child and one is a toddler. And like I said, I thought the child was probably closer to aging up to a teenager. The toddler, I think, was just turned into a teenager. But obviously, if you decide to play with this family, then you can choose how you want their story to go. But yeah, so that's the basic background knowledge. And then I'm doing the landscaping right now. The exterior of the home came together in terms of this video rather quickly. It did take me 3 hours to do the exterior, but I cut out a lot of the detail work because there's a lot of my camera moving around. I've explained this in all of my videos. A lot of the detail work just takes my camera moving around way too much for when I speed it up for me to leave in the video, because it just gets really confusing and really like whiplashy. But the landscaping's pretty simple. I only do a little bit here in the front, and then in the back here I kind of rework the patio. I wanted there to be a fountain. I've been doing pools in all of these builds, and I didn't think that this family would have a pool, despite the fact that they are the Civic planners and they probably, you know, like have like all the coding, like all the codes ready for their house to have a pool. I thought that maybe since they had a toddler, they decided not to go with a pool, and then they'll add a pool later when they age up or something like that. So I did give them just a really nice fountain back here so that they can sit at and maybe relax. Maybe the mom can do some of her schoolwork back here, or the kids can do their homework. And then I also give them a rather decent patio area, if I do say so myself. I thought that they would probably be friends with a lot of people in this neighborhood, because I don't know if you guys have ever played with Eco Lifestyle, then you know when the Civic planners come to your house to check them to make sure your house is following the NAPs, you can like befriend them and bribe them basically to just say that your house is doing okay. So I thought that there was probably a little bit of that going on here in Oasis Springs in the affluent area. You know, everyone wanted to be friends with the Civic planner and their family, so they had a lot of get-togethers, they had a lot of parties, so I wanted to make sure they had the space to do that. And their inside living area is a little cramped, and considering they live in Oasis Springs where it doesn't really rain all that often, I figured having an outdoor area for them to do that and to entertain would be a great second option. And then over here we're doing the actual seating area, so we just have simple couches and a table and then some citronella candles to keep the bugs away. And then now we're on to the interior. So like I said, the interior is just a little cramped in terms of like the living space, because the way I built this on the outside, the floor plan kind of got a little messed up. But right here by the front, we were just doing a side table with some pictures and flowers on it, and then we're also adding the umbrella rack in case it rains. It probably won't, but you know, just in case. And then over here I was just going to do some mismatched mirrors, but I decided I liked it better if they both matched, and then I just had that plant underneath of them. I thought that that was a nice, you know, cohesive way to fill in that space, and it's a little different than some of the things I usually do. And then over here we have this picture, which I was trying to figure out which one I wanted to use. I decided to go with this one because the warm tones match the wood that I was using. And then we're just going to be doing a simple seating area with a couch and then a chair as well, just to kind of fill in the space and give it a little bit more of like a, I don't know, entertainment feel, because you could definitely have Sims like sit in this area because the door to the back patio is directly through that other door to the right. So you could definitely have, like, if you're having a party or something, you could have the party extend out this way, because if it is raining outside or something, the other side of the house is completely open. You can see it right here, it's just archways separating it. So because the living space is a little cramped, you could definitely have your Sims parties like extend into this area over here. And then this is the guest bathroom. I did decide to add a shower into here. I haven't been putting showers inside of my guest bathrooms or downstairs bathrooms. I've been leaving them as half baths. But because there is 4 Sims in this family and 3 bathrooms, one of which is going to be needed to bathe the toddler, I figured it would probably be better if there was a shower down here, just in terms of gameplay. You know, you could make sure that all of your Sims could get their needs up and you wouldn't have to wait too long on any other Sim. And then over here is going to be the kitchen. I'm using the Jungle Adventure counters and cabinets just because I really liked how this wood looked, because I'm using the floor from that pack as well, so I thought it was just a little bit more cohesive than some of the other cabinets. And then I'm cluttering up the cabinets quite a bit. There is only one counter technically that is functional. Now, someone told me that sometimes when I've been placing these like smaller objects all the way on the back of the counter, it's still telling them that they can use the counter, so there could be more than one. But in terms of there's absolutely nothing on the counter to obstruct your Sim from using it, there's only one counter. Even over here, I do place things on these counters eventually. Like you can see, I'm placing this plant, and then I place some magazines on the other one. So there is still only one completely usable counter. But over here is the dining table. I did make this a little bit bigger. Technically, there's only 4 Sims in this house, one of which is a toddler, so I did add the toddler chair. And the outside table has only 4 chairs on it, but this space screamed a larger table, so I decided to go ahead and add it. And then following on with the wood tones that I've been using in this build, I'm also using these Snowy Escape couches with this Parenthood table. I haven't really done this combination before because those packs don't necessarily scream that they would go well together, but they really do match quite nicely, so I'm probably going to try and do this a little bit more. And then I'm just adding a couple of plants and just some decorations. I do put some remotes on the table just to make it look a little bit more realistic. And then I also add some eco lifestyle chairs over here in the corner. And then I started with this Snowy Escape fireplace, but I realized that I didn't like it because I wanted there to be things on the fireplace mantle, and that fireplace doesn't have a mantle. So I decided to go with this get together one. And then I add a gaming cube because I thought the kid was probably really into gaming. Once you see their bedroom, you'll see I kind of made them like a little bit of a whiz kid, so I thought that gaming was probably something they really enjoyed. And then going over here, this is the laundry room. So I wasn't initially going to put a laundry room in this build because like only one of my save file builds have had laundry in it. But I needed something to put in this corner, and I didn't want to do another downstairs bathroom, so I went ahead and decided to do the laundry anyway. And I just do a little seating area, so that way when you're coming in from the outside, your Sims can take their shoes off and like rest their jackets and stuff. And then obviously I have the laundry and then a couple of clutter items for laundry. And then going over here, this is the office. It is a little cramped. Looking back, I wish I'd made it a little bit bigger because one of the parents, like I said, is a teacher and the other one is a civic planner, so I needed a lot of space. And I totally forgot when I initially was building this that I needed to have a fabricating machine for the civic planning career. So I was not intending on having to fit one of these giant machines into their office, but I think it ends up working out. I'll play test it to make sure the room is functional before I upload it to the gallery, just so we can make sure there's no issues. But now we're on to the upstairs. So this is kind of a landing area right by the stairs, so I'm just doing a little table here. Just kind of make it flow with the downstairs, make it more cohesive and also decorative at the same time. And I'm trying to find things to put on these tables. I feel like I placed the same things on tables, but we only have X amount of things to do with tables like this, so I feel like we need more clutter. I really hope that they use those kits that they've brought out to give us more clutter and different options and stuff to add to tables and stuff like that, because I'm really feeling like I'm running out of things to put on tables. Let me know if it's just me. Let me know in the comments down below if you also, like, if you build in The Sims, if you think that you're running out of things to place on tables and stuff like that, because I really do think we need a couple of more items. But now I'm just trying to decorate the walls up here. I have this really bad habit of leaving hallways empty because I don't know what to put in them, but I was trying really hard with this build to make them look as nice as possible. So I'm using these wall decorations from, I believe they're technically base game because you can get them from Microscope, like the giant microscope we have. So I do believe that they're base game, and I always forget that they exist because they're not under like pictures, they're under like misc decorations, but they do look really nice in certain builds. And then in here, this is the main bedroom, so this is the parents' bedroom. It has a nice natural wood tone to it, and I really liked how that was looking. At first I thought it was a little bare, a little bland, but it actually looks, I mean, to me it looks really nice, and I think it fits with the general style of this build. And then we're just putting a couple of clutter items. I'm doing this trick that I like to do where I hang lower hanging lights next to the bed because I think it just frames the bed a little bit nicer. And then over here, I was trying to find things to place on the bottom shelves of these tables because the bottom shelf does have a slot on it, but it's really particular with what actually, like what slots, like what fits on that slot. So I was having a hard time, so I ended up just raising something up to makeshift fit over there. And then in here is the little alcove for the dresser, and it's the Seasons dresser. And then I used some eco lifestyle chairs and the Jungle Adventure mirror just to kind of make the space look very cohesive and nice and more natural like the rest of the house looks. And then in here is the master bathroom. It is an ensuite to the ensuite to the bathroom, or to the parents' bedroom, and it has a simple shower and the same countertops as downstairs. It's pretty much the same bathroom as downstairs, just a little bit bigger and a little bit more personalized in terms of the fact that this is actually the bathroom that the family will be using. And then this is the toddler's bedroom. It's very blue. I wasn't intending to go with this bright blue of a color scheme. When I put the wallpaper on, I was planning on doing more wood tones like I did through the rest of the house, but then I placed that toddler bed and I was like, no, we're definitely gonna stick with this whole excessively blue theme. And I kind of like how it looks. A lot of my kids' rooms don't end up super colorful because I would try to keep them in like theme with the rest of the house, which are usually not colorful because I'm not a huge colorful build fan. But I really like how this room turned out, so maybe I'll do like one build where everything is super colorful and super bright and super fun, and then never do it again. But now we're on to the bathroom, and this is going to be the bathroom shared between the kid and the toddler. So it has the toddler potty and the bathtub, so that way the toddler can get bathed. And then I'm adding a couple of colorful items to it, like colorful towels and stuff. and soap dispensers, so to kind of differentiate it between the parents' bathroom and the kids' bathroom. And then in here I am using a loft bed. Technically I technically didn't need one because the room is pretty big, but I wanted to fit a desk in here along with some kids' activities, so I did decide to go with the loft bed so I could put this small desk down here. And then I placed a couple of decorations on the desk. Like I said, I thought this kid was probably a whiz kid. They were really into space and science and like robotics, so I tried to portray that with the different activities that I placed. I do give them the science table from Snow Escape as well, so they have an activity. But besides that, that is it for this build, so I hope you all enjoyed this one. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all next time. Bye!